Welcome to Movie Review Mom. And if this is the very first time that you're visiting my channel, yay, you found me. I'm so glad. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. Now, before I tell you about this particular film, I just wanted to invite you to subscribe. I think you're going to like this channel. And then while you're at it, click on that little bell and it'll notify you every time I upload a new movie review or trailer reaction. All right, so the film that I'm reviewing today is called Rescued by Ruby. This heartwarming film is available on Netflix exclusively on March 17th, 2022. Now, it wasn't given a movie rating, it's given a TV rating, but I would probably give it an equivalent of maybe a PG. It's very, very clean, maybe even a G. No, I'd say PG. I'll tell you why in just a minute. It's an hour and 30 minutes. And in a nutshell, it's based on true events that actually happened in Rhode Island. It's an inspiring story, which is refreshing, family-friendly, and clean for all ages. I love that. State Trooper Dan, who's played beautifully by Grant Gustin, dreams of joining the K-9 search and rescue team, but no one will give him a chance. Shelter dog Ruby dreams of having a home, but nobody will give her a chance. When fate brings Dan and Ruby together, it's their unshakable bond and trust in each other that helps them face their toughest challenges. Now, there were lots of things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, it's sugary sweet. And I love that Netflix has just put some incredible movies out there, especially in recent years, award-winning movies, in fact. And of course, they have plenty of R-rated, hardcore stuff, but they also have done a good job of presenting family films that we can all enjoy, that you'll feel comfortable watching, sitting next to your grandma and your grandson and everything in between. I've never been to Rhode Island, and so I don't know exactly what their accents sound like in real life. I don't know if I've even met anybody from Rhode Island, but all of the actors sounded legit East Coast, and so that was kind of fun. Grant Gustin is immediately likable as Dan. He's the state trooper. And if you enjoy him in this, you should definitely check him out in The Flash, in case you haven't seen that. The lovely Kayla Zander plays the most supportive wife ever. How could anyone not fall in love with her? I thought she and her husband are a great couple, and they both do a really good job. There's a touching twist that I loved and didn't expect, and even made me think, oh. So get your tissues ready. I loved that. The colors are just bright and beautiful, and there is sweet music that welcome you from the very first shot. Now, I've been to the East Coast in the fall and saw the beautiful changing of the leaves, but I think this movie starts mostly in the springtime because, again, the colors are so bright during the daytime, and it just is so welcoming. You'll also get to watch some cute bloopers. I love bloopers at the end of movies. I don't know why more movies don't do that. There's also a title card at the end of the movie that informs viewers to contact their local animal rescue groups if they're interested in rescuing an animal, which is such a great thing to do. And in fact, I just was so impressed. So many people rescued animals from shelters during the pandemic. I love that. Now, there were really only just a few little things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. First of all, it is very predictable, except that twist that I wasn't expecting. The plot is very simple and straightforward. And then some viewers will say, oh, it's just too cheesy and, ridiculous, but it's a true story. So, don't be so harsh on that. I enjoyed it. Now, let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, there's no profanity. Yay! A couple of guys drink beers, but they're root beers. Yay! That's how clean this movie is. There is, however, talk of death and dead bodies because they're training these dogs to be search and rescue and even just search in case there is no rescue because of dead bodies. And so the dogs have to learn how to search for remains and that kind of thing. There is talk of murder. People are in perilous situations. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are trust, having faith in yourself as well as in others, support, persistence, and hope. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines so I can share them with you, just so you can get a taste for the movie. And I actually didn't write down any funny lines. I would say there's a little bit of humor, not all of it lands, but it's a little bit more dramatic than funny. It's certainly not a comedy. Anyway, so some of the interesting lines are this one spoken by Grant Gustin. He goes to the animal shelter in search of a dog, and he finds one that he likes. And he says, do you think he could be a canine dog? And Pat Inman, who is played by Camille Sullivan, she's the worker there, she says, she could be anything. And so we learn that Ruby is a girl. And then Camille Sullivan also says at another moment, the taller the hat, the closer to God. And I don't know if I've actually ever heard that before, maybe related to Abraham Lincoln. I think he's got the tallest hat that I've ever seen. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting line. And then I loved that Grant Gustin, who does play the Flash, is sort of says lines, and lines are said about him relating to superheroes. Now, they don't say anything about the Flash necessarily, but this is something that his wife says that I thought was so sweet, so true to her character, and just so supportive. So he's discouraged one day, and she says to him, my husband has his own superpowers, his big heart, his boundless energy, his ability to hyper-focus on things, how he forgives, how he never gives up, how he trusts in something bigger than himself. And I was like, aw, don't you wish every spouse had a partner who was that supportive and kind and loving? I thought that was really sweet. Overall, this is not, award-winning filmmaking necessarily, but it's good, clean storytelling. And I always love movies based on a true story, and it is definitely inspirational. So my overall movie review mom grade is an A-. Now, before we go, let me give you some recommendations for a couple of other movies that I instantly thought of because this movie is sort of similar. The first one I thought of is a recent movie that just came out and is still in theaters called Dog with Channing Tatum. Now, the story is a little bit different and more dramatic, even more so than this one. But if you love dogs, I think that you'll really enjoy both of them. And then another movie that I thought of is called American Underdog. Now, it's not about a dog, actually, but about a football player, also based on a true story. And what made me think of it was this man had a dream, and there were many challenges and setbacks that could have easily caused him to just say, oh, never mind, I'll move on and do something else. And so I love the inspiration from that movie as well. And of course, it does have the word dog in the title, American Underdog. All right, that's it for my review. I hope if you watch this, especially with your family, that you do enjoy it. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you for running over to Patreon. You've got prizes you can check out over there, and be sure and comment down below. When you like and subscribe and all of those things, it spreads magical YouTube fairy dust all over my channel and helps my channel to be found and to grow. And so I really appreciate your support in that goal of mine. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.